What's up guys, Wolf here. So you clicked on the video. You're wondering, should you return to the Division 2? In today's video, I'm going to try and help you make that decision. I'm going to give you all the details you need to know of what's coming and what's happening currently in the Division 2 game. We have got a lot to look forward to and roadmaps that have been detailed to us recently. So it's dependent on when you actually left the game, but I'm going to give you some past changes and present changes, plus what is coming very, very soon, actually in the next couple of weeks. And as it's 2024, this could potentially be the best time to jump in. So I hope you do enjoy the video. Let me know in the comments down below if it helped you jump back into the game. Make sure to follow me on X and Twitch. Leave a like, subscribe, and let's get on with the video. This video is going to be less formal than I normally make them. I normally have a list of what I want to talk about and then go through segments. This is going to be a lot more off the dome, should I say. And I think it's important because I really want to give you heart to heart on why you should return or whether or not you should not return. This is also going to depend on when you left the game. Now, for me personally, I want to kind of explain in terms of massive gear and weapon drops or new things being brought to the game, and more content like the incursion, the raids. I think that's better to base off of those things rather than like very brief bug fixes and small updates, because those are the major things in the game. If you enjoy the more detailed aspects of the game and the smaller aspects like maybe the manhunt missions and little lore drops, then there might be another video out there for you. I'm going to talk about the main things. I don't want you guys to just return to the game for a little manhunt mission that takes 10 minutes and gives you a slight idea of the direction of the story. That's not really what this video is for. It's for, should I jump back in and enjoy the new descent game mode, the new raids, the new incursion, I think, or maybe new gear sets and brand sets that have been added, or the new cool exotic weapons. That's the point of this video. So you may have left the game very early, or maybe you only left a couple of months ago. This should kind of contain everything for all players. So just keep that in mind. There have been various story updates over the every couple of months since the game came out. So that's going to be a bit impossible to go through. It'd probably take me hours. So this is going to be the major content drops. So we all know by now, and if you don't know, the Division 3 has been revealed. The developers are starting to create a team to work on the Division 3, which is hugely exciting. A lot of players came back to the Division just because of that, because it kind of, we know that we can play the Division 2, there's going to be support for it, and then the Division 3 will come out. So it makes sense to continue to enjoy the universe. But that doesn't always mean come back to the game. Myself, I took a break. I played some Diablo. I played other games like Remnant. I'm sure you guys have as well. It's very unlikely that every single person has played from start till now. There's very few players that have actually done that. But let's talk about what has recently happened in the Division 2's the game universe. I think before I talk about the past items or the previous things I want to show you guys. So we have actually got a revised roadmap of 2024 and 2025. This is going to be the devs supporting us and giving us some content. Straight off, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. There's not too much going on here. It's very brief. There's not a lot of content. There will be some bug fixes, but stability is really bad. If you're a PvP player, you are going to love the next couple of weeks or months because we're getting huge fixes to PvP. PvE, it's kind of going to be very similar. Just some new manhunts and apparel events and some story DLC later on, but that's really later on. So the revised roadmap, as you guys can see on screen, we have got Project Resolve, which we are currently testing. Project Resolve, basically what that is we're trying to fix the game. That's the devs trying to fix everything. So there was huge patch notes on this. I'm going to give you guys links to go and check these out. The patch notes include complete changes to gear sets, brand sets. So this alone gives you a reason to come back to the game because you can test all the new changes. And also weapons have been completely revised. Armor regen's been buffed. In PvP, they've fixed the corner glitching. Well, supposedly, they've changed conflict. So if you guys remember, conflict used to get mortar turreted and spawn trapped. That's going to be changed. There's turrets being added to conflict. There is a lot going on, and I actually have been talking about that in the PTS because the PTS Phase 1 concluded on December 18th. then January 19th, there will be phase 2. So that is quite important to have a look and to check that, because I don't want to talk about those changes too much because it is subject to change. So we could have everything that I just told you might not even come out. The instant armor kits that they've introduced, which I've been saying should be applied for months now, for years now, that might not even come out. So I don't want to talk too much about that, but phase 1 and 2 of Project Resolve is here, and it's going to fix a lot of the issues of the game, which is really why a lot of PvP players left. So Project Resolve, if you're a PvP player, in TU20 will cause you to want to at least come back and try the changes. So that alone, for PvP players, you need to come back for TU20. And also Season 3 Vanguard February 6th. So we get Project Resolve, that is when it's going to be deployed. Year 5 Season 3 Vanguard start of the Manhunt. Continued game improvements and balancing Year 6 onwards. Improved analytics and anti-cheat detection. So, for example, the cheaters in the Dark Zone, we all know they're an issue, and leaderboards in PvE as well, it's a problem. But also people cheating to get high Shade Tech watch levels, that's going to be changed as well, because some players are immortal because of their high health pools, and now that's going to be removed. So that's great for PvP. So when this becomes live, you guys need to jump on, but I would recommend to jump on if you want to try all these changes and test everything. Make sure, and you're on console, remember this PTS is only on PC. Jump in, but farm a little bit before it comes out. Create a new character, even get some Shade Tech watch levels, so that when it comes out, you can actually jump in. And another thing I really want to mention, and if this comes out, it's going to change everything, because expertise is being made cheaper. So you'll be able to upgrade your expertise. That's why I have got a new character with thousands of Shade Tech watch levels, so I can jump in and get to level 20 plus, which is going to be really nice, because that is also an issue and why players left, because of the grind. It's going to be made a lot cheaper, and I think that's important to mention. Then if we look at the roadmap again, new apparel event, new Manhunt for Season 3, then Year 6. Some improvements, Manhunt apparel event. There's been quite a lot of apparel events. A new Hunter outfits just popped in the shop. It's very expensive. If you guys want it, have a look. It's really cool, but I'm definitely not going to buy it. It's quite expensive for just an outfit. So that is on you, but I'm not too bothered by the new apparel events. So we've got Season 2 Manhunt apparel. Like I said, you can see there isn't too much going on, but just the Project Resolve alone will change the game and allow you to really enjoy it, especially if you left the game for the issues that are currently being fixed or currently being worked on. That could really be good for you. Then the story DLC, which is very interesting. We have no idea what's going to come through there, but that is only in 2025, so that's a long way away. As you guys can see, there's a lot coming through and a lot of fixes and changes happening in the game. So this is a plus, and from testing in the PTS phase 1, I can report back that it's really, really nice. The game is getting more stable, less crashes. It's really, really, it's well supported at the moment. Maybe that's because Division 3 is a go. But regardless, I think it's great, and you need to at least try the improvements. But it also depends on why you left. Let's take a quick look at the map, so I can kind of give you an idea of what's happened. It depends on when you left the game initially. So if we take a look here, if you have not tried some of the new legendary missions, you really need to give it a go. Specifically, I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, guys, but Tidal Basin is incredible. You need to give it a go as a legendary mission. And also Manning National Zoo, a lot of fun and worth your time. Summit was added. We all know Summit. It's very repetitive, kind of boring, but it is a bit of a challenge. It's quite good for farming XP. So if you haven't played Summit, is it really worth coming back for just Summit? I personally would not say so. Same for Descent, and I know that sounds like the same thing. It pretty much kind of is. It's like a simulation. You get lots of... it is fun initially. I would say return more for Descent. If you played Summit, then definitely come back for Descent. But if you haven't played Summit and a roguelike mode isn't for you, probably not. But Descent is really nice. It's kind of like a simulation. You get to choose your gear, you progress. If you die, you start again, and you can actually stack talents on your character. When they first brought this out, it was a lot of fun because you felt overpowered, but they nerfed everything. So I don't think I'm going to be playing this anymore, but I would absolutely recommend giving Descent a try. Now, if you really left early on and you didn't play any of the raids, I mean, what more can I say? The raids are amazing. The Operation Iron Horse, but you need to have a team because this is the new raid that was added years ago. It is great. There's a lot of puzzles, there are guides on YouTube, but it's really going to depend on whether or not you have a team. If you don't, because I know a lot of players might not be active, then it might be tricky for you to play it. But there's a lot that I could be talking about, little details. But for me, I think one of the best game modes that have been added, it's recently actually in the last couple of months, is the new Incursion Paradise Lost. This is absolutely incredible. You need to give this a try. It is a lot of fun. You guys will be seeing some gameplay of this. This is one of the best modes that have been released in the game, and it's really worth coming back to play this if you haven't played Paradise Lost. It's a lot of fun, and you can do it in a two-man. I even did this solo up until the last part because the devs changed quite a bit. So you can potentially do it solo, but what I found is you need very high expertise. That's going to be very important to complete the solo, but it's a lot of fun playing in a group, and you can get the new Ouroboros SMG, which kind of takes me or forces me to talk about weapons now because there's a lot that's been added to the game. I'm just trying to think if there's anything more I can touch up on, kind of like major content drops. We know Warlords of New York. If you guys don't know, there's a whole new expansion, and if you didn't get this, if you haven't played it, this is the big expansion that was revealed to the game, and you really need to get this. Now you can actually get this on a lower price, but it's up to you. I'm not sure exactly what deals are running right now. You can go and complete this. It's actually really good. I don't want to give you any spoilers, but that's really on you. If you haven't played that, you are really missing out. Also, to mention the dark zones. So if you take a look here, if you guys weren't aware of this change, we've got the dark zones. These are normalized, and then if you have a look here, this one is the occupied dark zone. So the normalized ones have got turrets to protect you from players actually camping the door. And as I mentioned before, some of the the patch notes for PvP players, this is the biggest patch for PvP, TU20. So if you are a PvP player, you really need to jump in this. We have got like mitigations to skills and status effects. So if you guys hate the status effects in the game, this is going to help you a lot. Like for example, while burning, rolling in any direction will apply a bonus of 10% burn damage resistance for 5 seconds up to a maximum of 30. Rolling 3 times maxes out the bonus. So you can see where this is going. Repair skills is also getting buffed. The booster hive is getting reworked. Conflict is getting completely changed. More XP. We've got turrets. You can also, you won't get players abusing swapping gear pieces out to get like a perfectly efficient medkit, for example. We've got buffs to weapons, nerfs to weapons, talent changes. There's a lot, and the patch notes are extensive for PvP, and some fixes, which is great, like the corner glitching, the ladder bug. There's a lot of fixes coming. So if you're a PvP player, you're going to love this. Farming in this game is quite tricky, and you're probably thinking, well, all these new items, how am I going to get them? If you did not know, we have got this right here, which is the countdown game mode. You can actually target farm, and you can select what new pieces you want. So the new Cavalier, or you can go for aces and eights, and so on. You can select some of the new items you're not familiar with, or some of the new items you may not have, and it's really easy to get them. Also named items. If you want a named chess piece from Orca and Harris, you can actually select this, and you'll probably get one the first try. It's really quick to do. It's 4 plus 4, so it's 8 players, and you can actually go in, get all you need. It doesn't take very long. And then you can also come over here and just take a look at what this looks like. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this part of the bench. So we can optimize our gear pieces. Like for example, if I go to my collector chest piece and I want to increase the crit damage, I can do that. You can optimize your loot. The optimization station has only been around for a couple of years, I believe. So there's a lot to go through that, and it is quite expensive, but you can go and do this. Expertise, I would wait till TU20 drops, till it's cheaper. So I'm level 13, it goes over 20, and you can actually make items proficient. And using the countdown mode, it makes it a lot easier, but it's quite expensive to actually level items up. Like for example, I should have my Ouroboros here, which is level, let's have a look what level that is. So it's level 6. So I can increase it with these materials. This is going to be a lot cheaper in the future. This gives it a buffed of damage. You can also increase your expertise level of gear, but for now I would definitely recommend this. There are full guides for this optimization and the new expertise system. I will leave a link in the description for my explanation of it. I mean, gear has been reworked completely. I've had really old build videos and it looks completely different. I don't even understand it looking back. But if we have a look at weapon and gear now, we've got some changes. Like the capacitor has been revamped. That's just the look of it. It has also been added. Like I said, it depends when you left the game. St. Elmo's engine is one of the new ARs that's been added that shocks enemies. It's one of the best guns in the game. And we have got the Backfire SMG, Lady Death, Ouroboros from the Paradise Lost. There are a lot of new weapons. Dr. Home. I could talk about this for ages. If you like gear and you don't recognize any of these, also some of the gear sets I'm going to be talking about, like the revamped Strikers. Strikers has been revamped in the last couple of months, or should I say years? I don't even know. It's one of the best, if not the best, damage builds right now. Heartbreaker was added. There has been a lot of brand sets added to the game as well. If you see some of these, is it worth coming back to test out new gear sets? For me it is, because I love theory crafting. I like making builds. So that is on you whether or not you actually want to jump into the game to try the new weapons, to enjoy making new builds, because to me that's kind of the point of a game like this. We've got the new Backbone, which has the new brand set here. Lingmo, which has got explosive resistance, skill health, LMG damage, perfectly unstoppable force. There's new talents, electric gear set, which gives you these bonuses. There's a lot. There's been loads of new items added, and yes, the stash base is still the same, which is kind of annoying. But we can talk about this for ages. There's lots of new gear sets, brand sets, and weapons. Loads for you guys to come back and test out. The Iron Lung LMG, Sacrum Imperium, which isn't too good at the moment. So many things, and it's a lot of fun. There are endless possibilities for builds. I have made plenty of builds. If you guys want to check them out, go look. Links will be in the description, or you can just go to my main page and have a look, because there's probably so many. So should you return to the Division 2 in 2024? I really do think you guys need to jump back into the game before TU20 drops. Now, we are yet to know exactly when TU20 is going to drop, but so far it looks like Project Resolve is going to be deployed on February 6th. So on the 6th of February, I recommend you guys maybe farm a few days before that, but you need to try this Project Resolve, especially if you are a PvP player. Check out all the patch notes, as I mentioned earlier. There's a lot going on, loads of changes coming to PvP and PvE, and it kind of sets us up for the rest of the year and the year to come after that. And if you haven't played some of the new game modes, you really need to jump in and give it a try. It's all dependent on when you left the game, but there's a lot to look forward to and a lot coming to us very soon. So I really recommend you guys jump back in just before TU20 drops, or at least even test the PTS if you're on a PC and give it a try. I'm sure you will have a good time. So hopefully you did enjoy this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions, if you wanted to add anything to the video. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon, hopefully in the game. Peace out.